Hello there, my name is Boris, and I am a recovering addict. Today I'm going to be talking about my understanding of my higher power. My higher power is ever so patient, ever so loving, ever so unconditional. And, it's just amazing, with the spirituality that I get to grow in when it comes to recovery. I thought that I had an understanding of God, and it was very limiting, honestly. Um, and this is coming from a devout Catholic, and I walked away from the faith for quite a long time because I didn't understand it. I just chose to not care, to not put more effort into it. And when I did, I it was just all about me, and I think I did it for the right reasons. But at the same time, it was like there was a part of me that knew I needed to do service work, and um, I didn't really know what that meant. And I always was like, maybe I should be a monk and just go pray all day. I realized like that just wasn't for me. I can't. I just realized I got exhausted doing that, and it just wasn't what was going to be fitting for me. But I kept trying to make it the way I wanted it to. It never did fit that way. When I went, when I really stepped into recovery, and I actually was like, I'm gonna do this for real. I'm not gonna play games anymore. I'm gonna do this for real. Who would have known that like through recovery, that's where I would have just exploded spiritually. Just absolutely exploded spiritually. And I used to be so afraid, to talk about my faith, and um, I'd be scared that when someone gets in my car, they'd see a rosary that's hanging from my mirror, my rearview mirror, and now it's like I don't care. It's just like this. What I'm realizing, it's actually opening up more avenues for conversation, deep conversation with people, and it's like that's what I was avoiding the entire time. I was scared of being, you know, mis mistreated and uh, and disapproved, but at the same time, it was like I had to go through recovery to really accept that like that is what it is, and that's probably what's gonna happen. But it's okay, it's okay because I have such strong, acceptance for who I am, and such strong beauty in my life at this moment that like what I'm living is truly magnificent. It's truly just unbelievable. I'm experiencing miracles every single day. I'm watching people transform in front of me. And it's like, holy shit, people who are like, I'm doing this, other people who are like, I'm into recovery, let's do this. And I'm just seeing my closest friends, the closest people I've started recovery with, and I've just seen how much they are all just changing. They're all just changing to be such beautiful, beautiful people. Excuse me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that what we're all after is just this beautiful place of peace and serenity and endless compassion for one another that is far beyond describable. It is, I cannot describe the undescribable. And when I feel it, when you get to experience it in recovery, please just hold on until you get to experience it. Just keep holding on until it finally clicks. And you will just be so mind blown by everything that happens in front of you, not just what's going on with you, but seeing how every single person around you is just like blooming. And it's just so awesome. It's so awesome. And I wouldn't change it for anything in the world. It's like now it's like I get to experience this gift and see how other people are experiencing this gift in their life, and they get to experience sobriety not only as a gift but like something we've been missing our entire life. And what's helped me in my recovery is like the fact that I learned, okay, maybe I should step outside of my selfish desires and start thinking about other people for once. And all of a sudden, I gained this concept of like my recovery is an opportunity to expand myself at infinitum. Me being a limited person, I can expand myself at an infinite source with the guidance of a loving higher power that's patient, kind, slow to anger, compassionate, empathetic, and is just continuing to just encourage me and just be like my number one cheerleader, and constantly like just like continuously, not only that, like rooting for me, but rooting for other people to continue to keep going on the path of just. I used to think the path of righteousness was like you gotta tell people what to do, you gotta tell them what's right, you gotta. No. Righteousness is just feeling so humble and caring and compassionate for people that there's nothing more important in life than to live a life of peace and serenity to a level that it's just like so incredibly hard to comprehend. But when it happens, just keep sticking around until it happens. Keep sticking around until the miracle happens. And that, they keep saying that in the rooms, but just keep sticking around. Recovery is only for those who are truly willing to do it. Who are really willing to do it. Not everybody is chosen to do it. Excuse me, how should I say this? Everyone who's in addiction is chosen to be in recovery, but not everybody can do it. And if you are on that board, if you're on that plane, just know it's once you finally give up everything about what you've been doing and knowing that it's no longer working, the first step is just acceptance that like this is not working. Whatever it was, it's not working. And then opening yourself up to something else that's very kind and inviting in a way that's like so proud of you for every step you take. It's like a mother and a dad watching a baby take their first steps for the first time. And it's like, it's so amazing. Like, I've spent most of my life crawling around trying to understand. But the second I gave myself to a trust of something bigger and better than myself, I then learned how to actually take my first steps. And it's like this loving power is like so excited. Like it's like my loving power is like saying like good job, you're doing it, good job, and like they're rooting for me and they're pping and they're like yay. I just love it because I get to, again, like I said, I get to not only that but further expand myself into this endless state of continuous growth, of depth in consciousness. I did not realize I was completely unconscious to life. And then after I finally decided I'm going to recovery, it was like purpose, meaning, fulfillment. And I can just be happy with where I'm at. I can have peace with where I'm at. I don't have to worry. I don't have to get sad or but when I look back at the past, it's like I know it's there. I see it for what it was. I accept it for what it was. But I'm also very much in acceptance for what it was. And now I have peace. I have just this phenomenal state of just so much gratitude. And I really was like, I always told myself, one day I'm going to have no more addictions that are running my life. And I can't believe it's happening. I cannot believe it's happening. I cannot believe it's happening. And I've found so much more fulfillment in this than anything in my entire life. Anything in my entire life. This has been the most fulfilling thing to experience for my entire life. And I just really hope people out there can join and experience just how beautiful life is in full recovery. It's a second life. It's a rebirth. No longer living in misery. It's freedom. Freedom to choose and freedom to say no and be okay with being able to say no and trusting that everything is going to be okay. And you know what? Everything that's happened in recovery has just been getting better and better and better and better. And it's like this infinite source of just completely surrendering myself to something that is promising something, making full promises, and it keeps promises. And I hope that you guys can get there too.